Rhode Island's recognized.
Well, thank you very much, and interesting testimony. I've got some personal observations about green energy and jobs. Rhode Island is the first state in the country to have offshore wind farms. The labor unions were involved in that process from the very beginning. In fact, just 5 turbines, a very small project off Block Island, created 300 jobs. The administration estimates that there'll be nearly 80,000 similar jobs, and they do involve welding and sheet metal work and all of traditional trades. Indeed, Ørsted, one of the biggest wind developers in the Northeast, has already signed a PLA, that's the Project Labor Agreement, you know, with the building trade union for all its future wind farms. So alternate energy is not the end of good paying union jobs, it's the beginning. And it also satisfies the demands of climate change. There's been a lot of discussion here about the shift by the market from coal to natural gas is wonderful. That feeling I don't think is shared by the United Mine Workers. So let's be realistic. We have to deal with this climate change issue, and we have to deal with good, solid jobs, and we can do both if we determine to do that, rather than just being rhetorical about all of this. Dr. Valshala, how would the economic benefits of the SEC's climate disclosure rule outweigh any costs? Could you answer that, please?
Yeah, I think what you're hearing from me and a number of the witnesses is the importance of investing in the infrastructure and the jobs that provide the connective tissue to keep our economy strong and resilient in the face of risk. I think the SEC's requirements, particularly on risk management and strategy, offer us a window into being able to see where these risks have implications for cascading failures outside of a single business and where public investments can help strengthen the economy.
Is the premise for those who object to this rule that most companies or all companies, public companies, don't have any material risk of climate change? How accurate would that assumption be?
I don't personally believe that that is an accurate assumption. I believe that information in this case, well used, could be tremendously valuable.
And should be made available to investors, both shareholders and bondholders?
Correct. Climate impacts will impact shareholders.
Thank you. You mentioned coastal property values, and I represent the ocean state, so we are acutely sensitive to this issue. First Street Foundation reported that between 2005 and 2017, Rhode Island lost $44.7 million in relative property values due to the impacts of sea level rise. And it's only going to continue. In fact, it'll probably accelerate. So, Dr. Valshala, can you talk about what climate change means for the future of the coastal real estate market?
Yeah, I think this is an enormous problem, Senator, and it's one where there aren't obvious or good solutions, and we need better information about where we can help communities protect themselves, where we can take measures to ensure that there are smooth transitions for areas that are at the greatest risk, and to make sure that we don't leave people behind. Many people, especially older homeowners, their majority of their wealth is locked up in their homes. And in the absence of solutions that address both the physical and the financial risks, we're going to leave individual communities to suffer. And so I think this is an area for incredible innovation around infrastructure, but also work with the insurance industry to make sure that we're dealing with both the physical and the financial risks.
And once again, for major insurance companies that have extensive coverage of oceanfront properties, this financial risk is obvious right now and should be acknowledged and disclosed by the companies. Would that be appropriate?
It should.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Reed.